This video here is something special. You see, I did recently post a game where I got an incredibly high accuracy percentage, and I believe it was 97% in the video I uploaded. But the reason why I'm going to show you this game in particular is because, as you can see, I'm not even 1,000 elo anymore, and obviously dropping down elo does get to you. It bothers you. You're like, oh, am I not good at the game anymore? What's happened? How come I'm playing bad? And things like that. And then when you have moments like this, you truly believe you can beat people like Magnus. And obviously, you know that's not true, but it's like a nice glimmer of hope that okay, you might be going for a tough time right now in the game, but things will work out. And I just want to show you this game because I'm actually proud of it. And I like showing you guys the games and I like getting your feedback. And everyone's been so nice and supportive about like everything I'm doing. So I just want to show you this game. So obviously my opponent opens up with e4. What do I reply with? The Caro-Kann. I'm going to start learning other things though because I am starting to find myself getting bored, and also due to the fact that I'm getting bored of the same openings. I know I keep repeating myself, but I keep getting bored and then I don't change the openings. But what I found myself doing is since I'm using the same openings, I start going on autopilot, and I'm sick and tired of that. But yeah, let's just continue on with this video. In this game here, my opponent develops the knight. I take the pawn. They take, and I develop the bishop. They retreat their knight, and I develop my knight. Right, and then now they develop their pawn. I develop my pawn. They develop their light square bishop. I retreat. They castle. I develop my knight. They develop. They don't develop, but they push their knight forward. Right, obviously attacking my bishop and my knight. I take the bishop, which is obviously the best move. They take with the queen. I take their knight with the pawn, and then I take their queen. They take with the pawn, and then now I move my knight. And the reason why I did it in that sequence was because now that these two pawns are like, obviously they can join up and stuff, but I just think it looks ugly for my opponent. Like whilst my pawns are like all close together, these have got a space in between. These two are just here now. I've got a majority here, and like in the center, there's a lot of things that can attack them and things like that. So they obviously join up their pawns, and then I start pushing my pawn down. The reason why I'm doing this is because I just want to cause an uncomfortable situation for my opponent. I want my opponent to be like, why is he moving his pawn? And like the thing is, I haven't even finished developing, and the game obviously wants me to finish developing, but I just want to start attacking straight away, and it did end up working out for me. They take my knight, and I take with this pawn instead, because now I've got a nice like free row here, and then if I want, I'm gonna find a way to attack these pawns. They're on dark squares. I can just move my bishop, get it to like a hero or something, and then attack like this. I can't draw arrows to save my life. But yeah, um, they developed their bishop. I developed my, well, I didn't not develop, but I moved my rook because I'm obviously having the idea of putting my rook here. They obviously put their rook there. I move my king up, and then now they push that pawn. The reason why I didn't even take their rook is because if I'm the first person to take their rook, right, yeah, they're gonna have an open file, and I can't use that file, and I need that file at some point. So obviously I move up my king. We're in the end game, so there's no need to even castle. There's no queens, things like that. So my king can be relatively safe, and I want my king to be involved in the game early on. And then here it wants me to develop my bishop even further, but I'm wanting to trade off bishops because with a rook endgame, and I like my pawns, my king's more active than his. He's gonna have to do a couple moves before his king can start moving. He just trade with me, and then now I am 2.2%, not percent, but 2.2 in the advantage because now that he's taken my rook, I take. He goes there, I go here, which is a great move. He goes there to block it. I go here. He pushes. Now I take this pawn. He goes here. And I just start moving my king. Obviously, he wants me to trade rooks there. And that would have probably been a quicker and easier way for me to win the game and less stressful. But I wanted to keep my rook on here because I wanted to just continue eating pawns. Yeah, still eating pawns. He goes there. I push the pawn forward. He pushes this pawn forward. I push my king forward. Now everything's defended. I push my king to attack his rook. He goes forward for some reason, which makes no sense. So I obviously take, and then he pushes, and then my king's able to stop his pawn from pushing, and my opponent resigns in this situation because they know it's just game over. But the reason why, obviously, yeah, I've got 97% accuracy in this game, and I know that that's probably due to the fact that my opponent didn't play all that well. But my opponent got 86.5% accuracy. He played a 96.8 opening, a 78% middle game, and then an 80% end game. It's just, and he played at a 1650 game rating, whilst I played at a 99.1% opening, 95.6% middle game, and then a 97.2% end game, and I played at a 1750. So my opponent did actually play well. It's just this game here, everything just worked out for me. And I did have a glimmer of hope, believing, oh, I can get back up to 1,000 elo. But that's not the case. I'm currently closer to 900 elo than I am to 1,000. But I promise you, I'm going to get back up to 1,000 elo. So stay tuned for that video. Thank you for watching this video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Again, thank you for all the support. It means the world to me. And I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.